A clinical trial just got underway to test a drug-free stimulation therapy and see if it can relieve symptoms of postpartum depression. UT Austin's Dell Medical School is one of the participating research institutions. Dr. Jeffrey Newport is the site principal investigator. He's also a professor of psychiatry at Dell Medical School. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, before we get to the trial, can you tell us what postpartum depression is and how it's affecting women these days?
It's symptomatically it's similar to clinical depression occurring at any other times of life. What's distinct about it, though, is the postpartum period is a time in a woman's life where she is more susceptible to depression than any other, with 15% or more of women experiencing a major depressive episode following delivery. And the other key component is it's at a time which is critical to the development of that newborn child. Not having mom at her best in terms of providing care, but also the emotional interaction can have long-term harmful consequences for a child.
Now, what's the trend here? Are you seeing more women being diagnosed with it? I think I read somewhere 500,000 women a year are diagnosed with. Is that correct?
That sounds about right. Over the course of the last 2 decades, there's been growing emphasis on improving screening and detection of postpartum depression within the obstetrical field, but also amongst pediatricians who are now increasingly involved in identifying women who are experiencing postpartum depression.
Right, because they see that up close. Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Tell us about current treatments and the challenges surrounding those treatments.
By and large, the treatments revolve around 2 things. One are medications. So historically, the medications such as the SSRIs and then some hormonal treatments. By definition, any medication that someone takes that's going to provide some change in their brain function to alleviate depression will also cross into breast milk. The other mode of treatment is psychotherapy, which, and both of those can be helpful. The downside is they both take a while to provide benefit, which unfolds over the space of weeks to months sometimes, and they may not always be completely effective at eliminating the depression.
We've given people plenty of background, so tell us about this trial and what it's testing out.
Yeah, we're very excited about this trial. So it's using something called transcranial magnetic stimulation, often abbreviated TMS, but in a very specific protocol that was developed at Stanford University for treatment of treatment-resistant depression. And so it's called the SAINT protocol. And it's unique in a couple of different ways. One is, unlike conventional TMS, prior to starting the magnetic treatments, an MRI is performed to really localize and focus where that treatment needs to be applied. And the second is the treatment course is condensed so that with conventional TMS, it's a treatment a day, 5 days a week for 6 weeks or more. In the case of the SAINT protocol, all the entire course of treatment is completed within 5 days.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you guys still need, 49 women? It just started. You have 1 participant. What are you looking for? How do you qualify for this?
Yeah. So women who are experiencing a depression that began either during pregnancy or following delivery, who are no more than 1 year postpartum, are going to be eligible for the study. We can't take those with bipolar disorder or active substance use disorders. But other than that, the enrollment criteria are very, very broad. And we want to be inclusive so that we can provide this to as many women as possible.
And Doctor, real quick, this is not a short-term study. This is multi-year with several other research institutions.
Yeah, the entire duration of the study is 5 years, us in combination with our 3 other partner sites.
And interesting that the Department of Defense is funding $11 million of this, but that's for another day. So go to KVUE.com/links for a link to submit an interest form. Study staff will reach out to you with more information about eligibility. Dr. Jeffrey Newport, thank you so much for coming on the show to discuss this.
Thank you again.
We appreciate your time.